Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for cutting off my longtime friend after she casually mentioned routinely sleeping with my boyfriend in high school? I, 47F, haven't spoken to J, 48F, in a couple of years, but she messaged me over the holidays expressing hurt and anger that I stopped reaching out to her, and I'm thinking I may have handled the situation wrong. J and I became friends in my sophomore year of HS, and were very close, despite our differences. While we both hung out a lot with a varied crowd, she was always more of a fun party girl, while I was the responsible one. There were always some issues with our friendship, even into adulthood. She would sleep with guys she knew I liked, stating I wasn't going to do anything anyway because I wasn't into casual sex and it was just some fun, and not a big deal. I always had to be kind of the adult and the planner, and keep or get us out of trouble or sketchy situations. She was, in general, kind of a selfish person, but she was there for me for serious stuff and was always my up-for-anything friend, and made me come out of my shell a bit in social situations. She talked me into dating my first serious boyfriend, and listened and advised on issues he and I had. Anyway, we went overseas on vacation to visit another old friend a few years ago, and, while we were all reminiscing about the good old days, she casually mentioned that she and that boyfriend used to have sex all the time while we were dating. They were friends, too, and I never suspected anything was going on, especially since she was so supportive about the relationship and talked me through some of my sexually inexperienced issues with him. I was shocked, but she sort of laughed it off and said they were just friendly FCKs and didn't interfere with our relationship, at one point even insinuating that her having sex with him kept us together longer because his needs were being met by her. She literally said, "It's so over anyway, it's not like you have anything to be mad about you didn't even know, so it didn't affect you." I didn't make a huge deal of it after the initial what, because I didn't want to get into it and ruin the trip, but it really soured everything I felt for her. I kind of slowly faded out after that trip, which was easier than I thought, because we really only talked when she needed something or wanted to vent, or if I reached out to her to check in. I texted responses to her infrequent missed calls, just saying I was busy, and kept all conversations pretty short and stopped reaching out to her. Her message is making me wonder if it would have been worth having the whole thing out with her, and if I was the bad person for just slowly ghosting the friendship. What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for telling my mom she needs to talk to my sister because I'm tired of dealing with her crap over my name? I, 16F, have a sister, 26F, and we share the same parents, but they had us 10 years apart. For whatever reason, our parents' name taste was different at 40, when they had me, than it was at 30, when they had my sister. My sister ended up with an old-fashioned name Ethel, while I ended up with a modernish nature name in Ren. My sister hates her name and was really resentful that I got a better name and that our parents had given me a younger-sounding name completely. She was the only person in her class at the time who had an older name. Most of the kids she went to school with were either really trendy names or place names. I know my sister was bullied at one point for being given a grandma name. I'm not sure if she ever told my parents, but she made sure to tell me and to make me feel bad for it. She used to say mean things to me about how she hoped I'd get bullied or that I didn't deserve to have things as easy as I did. She also picked on my appearance a lot. I've had acne since I was really young and I'm really self-conscious about it. When it got to its worst, my sister would say at least I was ugly, so my name didn't seem as nice anymore. But there was still a real meanness whenever she'd speak to me. She was never like that around any adults though, and I never said anything. In recent years, it's become more clear that she blames Mom more than Dad for the name. Mom was the one who had most of the say in naming us according to our parents. And when my sister saw the list of names considered for each of us a couple of years back, she got even meaner to my face. She even told me she never wanted a sibling, and why did I have to be born at all? That I was just ugly and awful to be around. She said I stole all the good names and didn't even think about her. And even I know that's such a weird thing to hold against me when I was either a baby or a fetus when my name was chosen and given to me. For whatever reason, this Christmas just made me so tired of it all, and she told me she hated the fact they did a better job with my name and how awful hers looked and how I was selfish for having my name. She brought up how ugly I was again, but how it didn't make it better. I don't even know if she legally changed her name by now, though I assume so because of how much she hates it, but she still won't stop taking it out on me. So after Christmas, I told my mom she needs to talk to my sister about our names and why our names are so different and how much my sister hates her because I'm tired of dealing with her crap toward me over my name. I told her I didn't choose it and I shouldn't be bullied because of it. My mom listened and she and Dad confronted my sister over the stuff. My sister said I was such a snitch and a little spoiled brat to boot and how I shouldn't have said anything. I never tried to address this stuff with my sister. The age gap has always made her kinda intimidating to me, so maybe I am the bad person. What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for being too picky with who I choose to date? I, 23F, have never had a significant other before. I'm not really pretty, and out of all of my friends, I'm probably the last person you'd ask out. That being said, on New Year's I got approached by a guy at the bar. When he walked up to me, he asked for my name and went for a handshake, or so I thought. He instead decided to kiss the back of my hand and ask for my Facebook profile. My sister, who was very excited to see someone flirt with me, pressured me to give him my information, so I ended up doing so. He eventually left and went to his own table to consult with his buddies. My sister noticed I was uncomfortable and asked what was wrong. It's a known fact that I'm a major germaphobe, and having someone that I don't know kiss my hand is a nightmare for me. She said it was fine and I was just being dramatic, but I took out my hand sanitizer and did my best to get the wet kiss off my hand. He eventually came back and tried to pull me off the chair to get me to dance, and I, very reluctantly, got up and danced. During the dance he ended up touching my boob and I was immediately done. I left and went to chat to some of my girls instead. I had thought that was the end of it, but apparently he had invited my sister, her girlfriend, and I to an after party. I absolutely did not want to go, but I was forced to anyways to give the guy a chance. He had said about 5 words to me, and honestly, I wasn't attracted to him. I need a couple conversations before a relationship is even considered. My sister, who knew I didn't like him, kept pushing me to hang out with him. He ended up putting on a rap beat and freestyling. He was white and ended up saying the N-word and several other slurs. I don't know if he was trying to impress me, but I was so over it. I played with the dog instead and drank some more alcohol to deal with my current situation. As we hopped in the car to leave, my sister said she was disappointed I wouldn't even give him the time of day, and that you never know what if you ended up falling in love. I then argued that someone I would want is nothing like that person. She ended up disagreeing, saying that I'm so picky when I finally had a chance to date someone, and we drove home in silence the rest of the way home. So am I the bad person for being picky over who I want to date? Can't wrap my head around that story. What do you think? Who is in the wrong there? Let us know down in the comments section, and let's move on to our last case. Case 4. Am I the bad person for telling my brother that I'm not going to babysit his daughter because I already had plans? My brother 16M and his girlfriend 15F just had a baby in November. And after the baby was born, me and 2 of my brothers would take turns with the baby so my brother could get some sleep. It never really bothered me because I usually have trouble sleeping, so I was the one who would take care of her at night more. Anyways, on the 20th, 10 days after she was born, my brother had made a date with his girlfriend the night before. Well, I have had plans for the past 4 weeks. As I was getting ready around 4:30, my brother comes into my room and asks me to watch his daughter. I told him no because I was going to go watch my friends play with my now ex-boyfriend. That a different story, but he was my boyfriend at the time. And my brother said that I could just go the next night because it was going for 2 days. And I told him no because tonight was the one night my boyfriend was off from hockey practice. My brother got mad and said that he doesn't need to go with me to watch the play. And I told him that it's a date for me and him that we've had planned for 4 weeks. And that he could ask my twin brother or one of my other older brothers who I now for a fact weren't busy. He got mad and said that they shouldn't have to spend their night babysitting while I went on a date. Am I the bad person? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.